guys, the What Are We Doing podcast. Trying out something new this week, dude. Okay, with new intro music from my friend of the show, listener, contributor of the show, Paul McBride made that intro, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be testing that out. We'll see. We'll see if we're going to use it, okay? And so you can hear it on actually this week's Patreon bonus episode, Better Call Paul, episode 8, featuring none other than Paul McBride. Check that out. I'm editing that literally as I'm recording this, and I know what you're saying. Levi, what the fuck? How are you editing a bonus Patreon episode and also recording this episode? And to that I say, I don't stop, okay? You can't stop me. I've got 3 podcasts now, essentially. Okay? We distribute 2. Well, we essentially distribute 3. Listen, we consider Better Call Paul a podcast now because we're on episode 8, dude. We're on episode 8, okay? Which is more than we're on for Recap and Record, which is on episode 4. Episode 5's coming next week, okay? And we've got this podcast, What Are We Doing, at episode, what is this, 56, 57? I don't know. It's too early for me not to know, but I think this is 57. So, dude, boy, what are we talking? Holy shit. One of these, it's got to go, I think. No, I think we need to add more. I think we need one more podcast. I think we need a quad. We need to make it a quad pod. I need a quad pod, you know? I think Megs will kill me if I have another podcast, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Dude, it's good to be back. It's good to be back here on a solo episode, talking to my own audience again. And it's been it's been a crazy 3 weeks. It has been a crazy 3 weeks, huh? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, the Patreon, it's fucking wild over there, okay? Like I just said, we're on episode 8 of Better Call Paul now. So 8 consecutive weeks there. And then, of course, and then we have the consecutivity of this podcast now, hitting weekly episodes. Round of applause for the podcast. Can I get
Shout out to Levi.
Hey,
Shout out to Levi.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to Levi.
That's what I'm talking about. And so, we're doing it every week. And listen, with early episodes of this podcast, a bonus episode with Paul every week. This week's bonus episode, Better Call Paul, episode 8, is 90 minutes. It's an hour and a half. It's
unknown caller.
Jesus Christ. Chester County. Why are they called? Who is this now? Oh, fuck it. If we might be able to do a little fake business. Let's find out. Ready? Hello, this is Levi. Damn, spam call. We were this close to doing a little fake business, dude. Damn. What was I saying before I was rudely interrupted by Chester County? Let's turn that down. Jesus. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Unless Paul calls. You know? So, dude, listen, with the Better Call Paul bonus episodes and these coming out early and the shout outs and everything you get, the Patreon's worth $1, dude. Is it not? Is the Patreon not worth $1? And oh, by the way, let's do what we need to do here now. We need to shout out all of our Patreon members, okay? Because part of your exclusive perks for $1 a month, listen, if you don't have $12, let's talk about it. Call me. I'll Cash App you. You know what I mean? If you don't have $12, there's probably bigger problems, right? So, call me. We'll talk about it on or off the pod, whatever you want to do. If you don't have $12, call me. Text me. You know what I mean? I care about you. So, if you don't have $12, great. But if you don't fall into that whole category that I just talked about 3 seconds ago, sign up for the Patreon. It's $1. Patreon.com/what are we doing. And one of those perks is you get a shout out on every episode. Every single Patreon member gets a shout out from now on every episode. Here we go. just like this month's new Patreons. Shout out Justin. Shout out Megan. Your names are on the screen right. Where's my finger? Move it this way, right here. Your names are on the screen right here. Look at that. Your names. Your name could be on the screen. Listen, Megs and I went to the Harry Potter exhibit at the Franklin Institute somewhere, like in Philly, like an exhibit in Philly. The museum, the Franklin Museum exhibit in Philly, I think is what it's called. And it was a Harry Potter exhibit, dude. So of course, you know, we've got Ollivander Hudson. Ollivander is our son's name. Our dog's name is Loomis. I mean, Megs is, and while we were there, Megs now has 6 more names. She really likes the name Albus, okay? I'm kind of persuading her away from Albus just because of Dumbledore and then obviously Harry's son. But she likes a couple of the other names now too, so we have more added to the list. So obviously we're Harry Potter fans here. You can see my wand tattoo. I was the only one packing heat. I was the only person with a wand, dude. I was the only person with a wand at the Harry Potter Museum. You know, fuck with me, right? I was the only one, I think, with a wand and Ollivander's name tattooed on me. So, like, you know what I mean? But here's the issue. We went on a Saturday, and that was the issue. There was about 97 people there in line at the same time we were to get into the room that we were supposed to get into. And the room was about as big as what you see here, like this wall, and then over here, the desk. Like, that's how big it was. And imagine fitting 100 people inside this 1920 by 1080 frame. That's how big it was compared to what was happening. There were so many people. We skipped the first 20% of like the exhibit because it was just a line. There was a line going around the entire house, and then like it ended, and then it all branched off, and it became less of a line. But then it was just like, dude, the line, like it formed it back up again. So we did some of the interactive stuff. You know, like we cast spells with our wands, and the whole mandrake thing and the potions. And so that's what the lines were for, because, you know, the people would take their kids. Thank God we didn't have Ollie with us, because he would have been screaming the whole damn time. And so, thank God we didn't take Ollie, but, yeah, so like kids were doing the potion things, and, but it was fun. It was fun. We saw some things, and the best part was, so Megs hardly knows anything about Harry Potter, just except the fact that her son is named Ollivander, her dog is named Loomis. It's a spell and a wand maker. Like that's all she knows. And so when we got to the Quidditch part, which is really cool, you could throw these little foam balls in the Quidditch thing. So we did that. Didn't really mean anything. And then, so when we saw the brooms, I was like, oh shit, Megs, there goes the new Nimbus 2000. And she was like, you're a fucking idiot. That's not what it's called. And I said, okay, bet. Oh, I was ready because I saw it from across the room. And, you know, of course, like, I think my house, we've determined and figured out through research and studies, unfortunately, my red beard does not qualify me for Gryffindor. I am, in fact, a Ravenclaw. Megs is Hufflepuff, but Ollivander, obviously, with the red hair and everything else going on with his heritage, we're pretty sure he's definitely, in fact, Gryffindor. But anyways, so I saw it from across the room. I was like, yo, that's a new Nimbus 2000. And Meg starts laughing at me because she thinks I'm an idiot and just making shit up now, because half the time, listen, this podcast, you'll find out, the podcast writes itself. I don't make any shit up on here, but like on the daily basis with Megs, I'm making some shit up, but like, you know what I mean? So I was like, yo, there's the new Nimbus 2000. And Megs goes, you're an idiot. That's not what it calls. And then I'm like, yo, read the little plate. Go ahead. Walk up to the plate. What's it say? And I'm standing back. I'm over here like this. And I see her read it, and her eyes go up, and she turns back to me, dude, and is like, what the fuck? I seriously thought, she thought I was joking, right? And so So then, to make it even better, because I knew she wouldn't fall for a joke a second time, or what she thought was a joke. So it wasn't joking. Obviously, everyone knows it's the new Nimbus 2000. But then, obviously, in the Chamber of Secrets, our buddy Draco Malfoy gets what is known as the new Nimbus 2001. And so 10 feet from the first broom is that one. And I go, yo, Megs, you thought that was dope. You should go over there and check out that all black new Nimbus 2001. And she laughs at me again, dude. She laughs at me again because she's like, there's no fucking way that this one's called, like, now I'm making shit up is what she believes. And I say, okay, cool, go ahead. And so I stand back. I'm standing beside the new Nimbus 2000. And I stand back and I go like this. And then she turns back to me and goes, because it's the fucking new Nimbus 2001, dude. Everyone knows the name of the brooms, okay? Like, and if you don't, then you're not a true Harry Potter fan and you shouldn't be at the Harry Potter Museum. That's why I had to take her to educate her. We showed her the Horcruxes. We showed her the mandrakes, what they mean, why they scream, all that shit, dude. It was fun. We had fun. We would go again, maybe with Ollie if it was on a weekday, like a Monday morning, like when we know no one's going to be there or whatever, because it was jam-packed. Like, dude, the beginning of it, I think what started this whole story, the names on this, you tap your wristband, you get a wristband, and then you tap it, and then it puts your name on the map, like the map in the movies, and then your name goes on the map as if you're actually on it. It's pretty fucking cool. But because there were so many people there, by the time Megs and I tapped our bracelets, our names didn't show up because it already had the max number of names it could handle in the system. And 2, they were pushing us on to the next room because the next group of 9,700 people were coming in. So, like, it just kind of was like if we had just maybe 20 more minutes without traffic, I think it would have been like a hell of a lot better. So, but dude, so we haven't had a fucking minute to breathe on this podcast with all the interviews, right? If you didn't see episode 55, episode 5. If you didn't see episode 55, my man Jeff came through from Florida on the Zoom call, and boy, I mean, a 2-hour conversation with Jeff, it definitely, like, it gave TKO a run for his money. You know what I mean? For like the longest WAD pod, right? And TKO's like about to be back on this podcast, like very, very soon. We have some new life updates, adventures he's been on. I'm just going to say one word, The Gathering. Okay, it's technically 2 words, but we don't count the word the. But he went to and is a frequent guest at The Gathering. So you can imagine some of the stories and things that he saw, some things that he showed me, some things that we definitely will talk about and not show on this podcast. But boy, oh boy, dude, Jeff came through with a 2-hour convo. I mean, what a treat. What a treat. One of my favorite episodes for sure. And then my second new favorite episode, dude, fucking episode 56 with Tim McCarthy. I mean, wow. Like, dude, his mental health podcast, everything he's doing. Jeff has his Attack at Random podcast as well. But everything Tim's doing over at the 20 Minutes podcast with his guest and just the topics and everything he's covering and who he's talking to and what he's doing and why he's doing it is fantastic. And when I tell you that I swear, like I said, I'll say it again. I'll say it a third time. I'll say it 100 times. This podcast writes itself. I did not know he was dropping the Cinco de Hango line. The Cinco de Hango story was not talked about, not discussed. I did not know it was coming. Dude, fucking amazing conversation. I can't wait. Like, I want to be on his podcast. I want to be on him back on this one. And then I promised him Meg's bottle of fucking tequila. So now I have 2 obligations. One, I have to take Meg's ass back to Mexico and at least put her in some form of presidential or junior suite so we can get an actual bottle of tequila, or I'll just fucking buy one at the airport. And there is no or. I guess that's Meg's bottle, and I gave it away. So, yeah, I got to take Meg's back to Mexico to get 2 new bottles of tequila, because she'll want more than one now because I gave this one away, so she'll need me to sweeten the deal. 2 bottles of tequila, and then I got to drive this one all the way up to Boston, Massachusetts, or somewhere around Boston, Massachusetts, somewhere in Massachusetts, to see Tim 20 minutes. But the other bomb he dropped is he's going through separation now. So we're going to give him some time to get settled back from that. And then, dude, we're hitting the hay. Maybe we'll spend a weekend in Massachusetts with, Tim 20 minutes. Maybe we'll dude, it'd be fucking dope. He said it and I didn't say it in the episode. It would actually be dope if we could go to Massachusetts, stay the weekend, and see Tim do some stand-up comedy. I would love to go to Massachusetts and watch Tim do stand-up comedy. I think that would be fantastic. I'm going to talk to Megs, and I'm going to talk to Tim, and maybe we can get some other friends to go too. You know what I mean? Make it a group indie podcast like meetup in Massachusetts, maybe New York, maybe somewhere. The ideas are flowing now. Okay, here we go. Dude, insane. Tim had Dane Cook. Listen, say what you will about Dane Cook, his age separation with his now fiance, girlfriend at the time. He fucking jokes about it, dude. He's back. He's got a stand-up special coming out, right? And it looks fantastic, by the way. I'm going to play a part of the trailer here in a second, but it looks fantastic. It's like old school Dane Cook mixed in with new school comedy. It's like at his house, low-key. It looks fantastic, like wherever this was shot, fantastic. And like he's not afraid to talk about the controversies, right? He brings up his fiance, he brings up the age difference. He talks about his like this trailer looks dope. I think I'm in. I think we're gonna purchase the special and we'll probably review it here on the podcast. But here's the trailer for Dane Cook's new comedy special. I won't play the whole thing, but here's a clip. Ready?
My actual house, I know some of you guys are like, that's it. I've been dealing with a stalker. She was staring up at my house like she wanted to fight my house. You're gonna die now! I planned a murder, and how to get away with that murder, absolutely in my favor. I'm so happy my relationship.
We've all done that.
I bet the internet's
right?
happy for me. I should check. I'm 49, my girlfriend's 23. She was doing her homework, and I said, where have you been all my life? And then I remembered she wasn't alive for the first 26 years of it. This isn't us. You've been saying you're gonna lose 15 pounds for 8 years, and now you're gonna vow to keep their dreams afloat? I got a neighbor like right over here, and man, she's a I'm kidding! I'll bring you a meringue! Good luck, Chuck did very well, that's all I'm gonna say. Rotten Tomatoes, they bought me a house.
Dude, so I mean, we're gonna have a link in the description. Not sponsored. Like trust me, the only reason I'm doing this is because I want Dane Cook on this podcast, much like he was on Tim 20 Minutes podcast. So I'm gonna talk to Tim, send this clip to Dane, let him know we're fans, let him know we're supportive. Listen, dude, fuck it. You think this is all for the fucking clout? No way, dude. First of all, I followed Dane Cook on MySpace. Dane Cook was in my top 8, so go fuck yourself. Second of all, I can recite the Benson's Animal Farm bit word for word, and I plan on teaching my son that exact lesson in his life. Like, no, we'll go to fucking Knoebels. Listen, we'll go to Hershey Park next weekend, son. I will take you to Hershey Park next weekend. Hey, Hershey Park isn't going anywhere. And then, of course, it'll be like 2030, 2035. And like, the Hershey Foundation will say, they're filing for bankruptcy because no one buys chocolate anymore or some crazy bullshit. Or like the park will have a crazy outbreak or like they'll have bad press. Like, you know, like, I don't know what could happen. Like, they say they're ADA compliant and like friendly towards autistic and other mentally challenged children. But like when you go there and ride the rides, the people operating the rides, like, don't actually give you that type of treatment or say like, hey, we don't actually do this and we don't actually support the ADA compliance. And like what they told you at the front gate isn't actually what happens here at Hershey Park. So I'm going to need you to take your son to the back of the fucking line. Like, if that were to happen, maybe they close down and like Hershey Park would actually go somewhere, and then like Ollivander wouldn't be able to actually experience it. So that's like number 2. And number 3, dude, the movies. Megs and I, listen to me, I've said it multiple times in this podcast. Every night before we go to sleep, Megs and I will turn on my Plex server and we will watch a different movie. And the server has almost 3,000. Okay, we're almost at 3,000. I think my 4th podcast, I think we just figured it out. My 4th podcast is probably going to be a run through of every single Plex server movie that I have. And then I shut it down forever. I delete the entire server. It's been like 10 years in the making. I have over 4 terabytes of movies. I have over 3 terabytes of complete TV series and shows. It is the biggest collection of media I own. And if anything were to happen to it, I would be devastated. But I think I'm over it. So I think what I want to do is start a podcast where I fucking watch everything from start to finish. I think the first movie on the list is #Squad Goals because it's a symbol. And the last movie on the list, I'm pretty sure, is Zombieverse 2. So if that doesn't give you a solid range of where we're at as far as these 3,000 movies go, I have almost everything. You know what I mean? So every night before we go to bed, Megs and I will watch a movie. Okay, sorry it's hot in here. I gotta turn this fan on. Megs and I will watch a movie before we go to bed. And we don't watch just like, we pick from the list of 3,000. We pick from a list of maybe like 20 or 30 that we are not tired of from the server. Like, we only watch 10%, I swear to God. And out of those 20 or 30, I'm talking Good Luck Chuck, Employee of the Month, on repeat. Okay? Dane Cook's fucking comedy movies, like the fucking opening of Good Luck Chuck is him getting a fucking blowjob on the beach and him not wanting to say I love you to the girl while she's got her balls and a fucking mouthful of sand in her mouth. Like, fuck that whole phrase up, but you know what I mean. Like, the opening of Good Luck Chuck is hysterical. His movies are hysterical. Megs and I watch them constantly. I mean, yeah, dude, what else was he even in? I mean, Dan in Real Life, hilarious. Good Luck Chuck, of course. He was in Waiting, hilarious. My Best Friend's Girl, hilarious. Employee of the Month with Jessica Simpson. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Like, it's a no-brainer. He did a couple movies with Disney. I mean, his track record's impeccable. And look, say what you will about the age difference, but hey, it's 2022. I don't think he's breaking any laws. And so, hey, let's have him on. I want Dane Cook on this podcast. Make it happen. Make it happen. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of the What Are We Doing podcast is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Listen, it's 2022 and you're still not using the internet securely, okay? I use ExpressVPN on all my devices. My phone, it is constantly on. My iMac, my Plex server that I just got done talking about, it's got it on that computer. I've got my ExpressVPN installed on all of my devices. Mobile, on the go, Ollie's iPad, Meg's devices, I mean, you name it. All of our devices are protected. We are browsing the internet securely with ExpressVPN. Listen, A VPN just doesn't let you browse securely. It does a few different things. It changes your location. You can browse the internet as if you were in 94 different countries worldwide. And you can unlock websites and exclusive content. You can break through firewalls and regain access to censored sites and services, such as like, hey, want to watch something over on British Netflix or Crunchyroll over in Japan that they didn't release here in the United States? Use ExpressVPN, okay? And of course, like I mentioned, it adds an extra layer of security, of protection to unsecured networks like public Wi-Fi, okay? My son's device, all of our devices connect to Starbucks, fucking Giant, Target, pretty much any place you go has free public Wi-Fi now because they want you on their network, not sucking up your own data so they can then sell you ads and track you and figure out where you are. But with ExpressVPN, you're not only safe from hackers, okay? There's people sitting at Panera Bread for hours on end waiting for you to connect, and then they're gonna steal your credit card information when you swipe that bad boy and buy a scone, okay? Don't let that happen. If you have ExpressVPN installed on all your devices when you connect to public Wi-Fi and other access points, you will be safe, as well as all your valuable information, your credit card numbers, social securities, anything else you're doing, your face IDs, your unlocks, your phone codes, anything that a hacker could get. They can't if you have ExpressVPN. Listen, you're gonna get secure access worldwide, you're gonna get lightning quick connectivity, and you're gonna get stronger data protection. All you have to do is go to wadpod.com/VPN. That's WADPOD.com/VPN. And you are gonna get 30 days free. All WadPod listeners get 30 days free of VPN services from our friends over at ExpressVPN. So when you sign up for that 12-month yearly plan, you are going to get 13 months for only $8. It's like $8 or $9 a month. It's a no-brainer. It's less than Netflix, and it gives you access to Netflix worldwide. Of course, it's a VPN. It does everything for you. We don't have to keep going on and on and on about how you need a VPN for all of your devices. So choose ExpressVPN at wadpod.com/VPN. The link is in the description down below, and you can download this on your PC, your Mac, your iOS, your Android device, and more. It also comes with support for many smart TVs and gaming consoles, dude. Listen, if you're on the PS5, if you're on that Xbox X, if you're on that Xbox One, if you're on that PS4, if you're on that Nintendo Switch, listen to me. You need to have your data protected. People can get you. Even on your PlayStation, okay? I'm talking to you guys who game. I'm talking to you Nintendo Switch kids who ordered the new fucking Pokemon game like me and Paul did, okay? Go to wadpod.com/VPN, and you are gonna get you're gonna get an extra month. You're gonna get a month free. It might not be your first month, it's gonna be your last month, it's gonna be a middle month. One of those months is gonna be free for you if you go to wadpod.com/VPN, okay? You can get this on every single device you own. It's a no-brainer. Get it now. Back to the show. The Renaissance Fair is almost over. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, we have an update here at the Wad Pod, and it's an insane world we live in. I didn't know that the Renaissance Fair was a month long. I didn't fucking know that the Renaissance Fair went on for an entire month. Like, people will do this for a month straight. Like, I think the York Fair is what? A week? It's a week? The York Fair is a week long. And for me, that's 7 days too long, right? If you know what I'm saying. And, dude, I haven't been to the York Fair or the Renaissance Fair for that matter in years, but I haven't been to the York Fair in like what, 2 or 3. So it's been like 2 or 3 years. And listen, I will say, I'll admit, listen, we're honest here on the What Are We Doing podcast. I will admit that there is nothing I miss more than the smell of piss, lukewarm food, and the thought of a criminal stabbing me in the back while I'm trying to win an Xbox 360 by dropping 5 red dots over a shape of a star for $20 a try. I mean, it's a good time for the whole family, right? And then the Ren Fair is a little different. It's not much different, like in the sense of the type of people attending, like the York Fair versus the Renaissance Fair. It's all just central Pennsylvania, just disgusting. The main differences, right, between the Renaissance Fair and every other state fair. One, it's Pennsylvania, so it's just us. Like I think we're the only, there might be other states that do the Renaissance Fair, but if they do, that means they're just as weird or as worse off than we are. So there's a few differences. There's of course, it's just a Pennsylvania thing, of course. And two, they have turkey legs, jousting, and unicorns. Okay? I knew about the one, I knew about the other, but I did not know. Listen, when I learned that they're at the 2022 Renaissance Fair had a real life unicorn, I almost shit my pants. I almost shit myself because here I am sitting over here in this studio all day doing nothing but recording podcasts, editing podcasts, distributing podcasts, promoting podcasts, working, developing websites, talking to Paul, running a business, weddings, DJing this, doing that, taking photos here, filming for this person here, doing that. And then on top of that, life and people and my hours and my time and my family and Megs and vacations and anything else that we want to do and Harry Potter museum. Everything in general. Here I am making the biggest mistake of my life because I thought there was no reason for me to go to the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. But now, thanks to insider sources and thanks to some friends of this podcast, we now know that there are real life unicorns at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. I almost shit my pants. I mean, dude, there's pics on the screen. The Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair has real life unicorns, and you can wait an hour in line. You must wait an hour. Even if there's no people, you still have to wait an hour in line to see the unicorn. This has been confirmed. Joe said it. And when you get to the end of the line, my friend Joe said he waited in line to see the fucking unicorn for an hour. And then its handler came back and said the unicorn needed a water break. And so Joe had to wait an additional 20 fucking minutes, right? Just to meet the damn unicorn, okay? And then so what happens? The unicorn's in its little tent because it can't be in the sun. Unicorn just sensitive to sun. They get real shiny and start blinding people left and right. Have you seen Harry Potter or the Twilight series? Stick with me, people, okay? So the unicorn's in its tent. And so then you go and then you get to sit on a hay bale. It has to be a hay bale because A, the unicorn gets a little hungry sometimes, and B, if it's any other material unicorns are sensitive to, like steel or wood or plastic, if it was like a plastic bench, the unicorn would have freaked the fuck out. So it had to be a hay bale. So you sit on the hay bale and then you get to take a picture with the unicorn. It's free, okay? And now me and Joe think it's a little suspicious. If it was a real unicorn, you'd probably have to pay for the pictures, right? It wouldn't be free. You know what I mean? So we think maybe it might not be real, but it says it's real on the poster, dude. Look at the photo, okay? Look at the photo. It's free, okay? It's free. So why would you not want to load up your entire family, the diaper bag, water, snacks, toys, drive an hour, maybe 90 minutes, depending on which side of York County you live on, okay? And then drive and then experience the PA Renaissance Fair to walk around a dirty, dust-infested field where the most hideous human beings are dressed up as fairies, knights, queens, squires, squirrels, whatever they think they are, for a day because they believe in the Game of Thrones and House of Dragons. Recap and Record podcast out now. Follow and subscribe. They believe all that stuff is real. You know what I mean? It sounds like a fun day. It sounds like something I'm going to go. I think Megs is sick, but I'm going to throw her ass in the car and we're going to the Renaissance Fair because it's over. It's over in 48 hours. We have 48 hours of the Renaissance Fair left. Okay? Listen, they spend countless dollars on these like crystals and turkey legs and like, okay, but listen, hear me out, dude. The turkey legs, how much if it's $15, if it's $20 for a turkey leg, I got to buy one. $20 isn't too much for me for a turkey leg, one, because this podcast is balling. Okay, we got bottles of Patron and fucking designer McDonald's handbags right here. You know what I mean? So, listen, $20 for a turkey leg, no dents here. But you need to get one. Okay, Megs and I would totally go to the Renaissance Fair for a turkey leg, dude. Those shits bang, okay? Boy, do they taste good. But that's besides the point. It's pointless. The Ren Fair is pointless, but you know who it's not pointless for, okay? It's not pointless for our friend Riley Williams. Does the name sound familiar? I bet it does. Here's a little refresher. If for those of you listening now have no idea who Riley Williams is. She's bored in the house. She's bored in the house and she's in the house bored.
Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Put it over me. She's bored in the house and she's in the house bored. She's bored in the house and she's in the house bored. And she wants the ankle monitor off. She wants that. Am I fucking hilarious or what? Am I fucking hilarious? I sent that to my friend Kaisa, and she said, and humble. And I said, I don't know what that fucking means, but I'll take it as a compliment and a good thing. I don't know, maybe. But, like, it's fucking hilarious, okay? Riley Williams, she's bored in the house, and she's in the house bored. Why? Please, past episode of this podcast, Levi, tell us. Bitch off. You know what I mean? Listen, she's losing OnlyFans subscribers because they wanted to see her feet pictures on her OnlyFans, and no one likes a 5-star feet pic with a big black box around your ankle. You know what I mean? It's not sexy. And so she was losing subs. She was losing money. It's her well-being, people. What else is she supposed to do when she's stuck in the house bored? She strolled right into Pelosi's office. So Riley Williams was part of the January 6th Capitol riots. She is a Mechanicsburg native. She lives right down the street from me. I'm pretty sure I could walk to her house right now. She's currently on house arrest. And that clip was from a few episodes ago when she said that she needed to go to the PA Renaissance Fair. And so we covered that news and we begged and we pleaded and we asked the judge. We said, please can she go? Please can she go to the Renaissance Fair? It sounded just like this. Can she please go? Can she please go to the Renaissance Fair, please? So we pleaded to the judge on this podcast, right? We pleaded to the judge of Riley Williams' case to please let her go to the Renaissance Fair. And ladies and gentlemen, because of you, honestly, because of the listeners, because of this, you listening and sharing and doing everything you do for this podcast, that I'm fucking getting teared up. But because of everything you guys do for this podcast, the judge saw the video as soon as we posted it and thought, like, we have to let her go. Like, Riley Williams needs to experience the 2022 Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. And so I was busy with guests and other episodes and recap and record. I didn't get to actually tell you guys, but they let her go. 2 weeks ago, Riley Williams attended the Renaissance Fair. And she went and she had a fucking blast. And unfortunately, I didn't hear the news in time. Sometimes WADPOD's a little slow on news. Sometimes we're right on it. We're always on it. 90% of the time. But the other percent of the time, sometimes we miss it, and I missed this one. I was busy that day, so I couldn't go. And unfortunately, she had so much fun that she went back to the judge, and she said, hey, listen, I didn't get a chance to get a free photo with the fucking unicorn at the Renaissance Fair this year because people like Joe and his kids were in line. They didn't even enjoy the unicorn. I heard them talking afterwards and they didn't even enjoy it and I didn't get to see the unicorn. So please, judge, can I go again? Can we please let Riley Williams go to the Renaissance Fair again? Please. We're asking a second. Listen, you owe this podcast no more favors, Judge. But if we could just have one more ounce of leniency in 2022, please let this federal crime convicting felon go to the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair just one more time, okay? It's over on September 18th, and she wants to go on the 17th because there's going to be this super awesome closing ceremony, and the unicorn will be there, and she really wants another turkey leg because she's a vegetarian most days, but when she goes to the Renaissance Fair, she's not. She chows down on that fucking turkey leg like, rah, 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 rah. That's her eating it while she's waiting in line for an hour to see the unicorn, and dude, she just wants to go. Can she go again, please, Judge? Please let Riley Williams. They let her. She's going. She'll be there on the 17th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Riley Williams will be at the Renaissance Fair for another 12 hours off of house arrest for stealing Nancy Pelosi's laptop and attempting to sell it to Russian intelligence and other people across the pond in order to then betray the United States and everything that she, as a citizen, is supposed to stand for. But we're going to let her go one last time. She's playing a very important role in the closing ceremony of the Renaissance Fair the day before they close. And unfortunately, me and my team will be busy making money at a wedding. So we can't go either to interview her this time. So I don't think it's going to happen for us. We're going to have to wait till after the trial to interview Riley Williams. Maybe this time she'll see the video and reach out herself. I don't know. But listen, I hope she has fun, okay? I hope she has a blast. I hope she has a blast at the 2022 PA Renaissance Fair, okay? The world has lost its mind, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. All you have to do is go to wadpod.com/blue. That's WAWD.com/blue. And you'll instantly be having better sex, okay? Listen, Blue Chew has plans starting at $20 a month, and you're going to absolutely want to get more. I had a $20 plan, and I quickly upgraded that shit, okay? You're going to get your shit discreetly shipped to you, and 20 to 40 minutes before you're ready to do the business, you pop one, you pop two, whatever works for you, and everyone's satisfied. Your guy, your girl, if you got something swinging, you need to pop some Blue Chew. You need to go to wadpod.com/blue. Okay, what's included here? 100% U.S. licensed medical providers, prescription consultation, okay, for all of the options that they offer, professional ED-focused medical support, no waiting rooms, no appointments. They have literally 4 different options based on your condition, your age, your whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. You pick the plan that works for you, whether you're active, busy, popular, or a pro at this point. They have plans for all of you. It's the only RX chewable tablet with a free online consultation, discreet shipping, monthly refills, wadpod.com/blue. Okay. As soon as she sends you that little 3-water droplet and the eggplant emoji with the honey pot and the fireworks and the peach and the fire and the hand claps, maybe a tongue in there, dude. Okay. Listen, you're gonna need to go to wadpod.com/blue. Got questions? They got answers. Need to talk to someone? They got them for you. You'll talk with a doctor. You'll get your order. And here's what you're getting when you go there. First of all, if it's your first time, we're knocking $20 off. We talked to the guys over there. We said, listen, the WadPod listeners need $20 off their first order. And so we did that. So you're only going to pay $5, dude. Who doesn't have $5? Dude, $5 and you're going to have the weekend, the week, or 2 to 3 weeks of your life, okay? And then the rest of your life's going to change. Listen to me. wadpod.com/blue. You heard me last episode. Megs will tell you where's she at. She says it works. She's probably saying it right now. Where is she?
What are you doing?
So it's like, you know what I mean? So we need everyone to go to wadpod.com/blue. I'm still getting emails. I'm still getting them. Okay? Like, when you go to wadpod.com/blue, you know what's going to happen?
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Every single time. Okay? It's going to happen for you, but only when it needs to, because Blue Chew is there for you. wadpod.com/blue. Okay? It's all you need. You're going to get $20 off your first order. You're going to pay only $5 for shipping. And then you're going to fall in love and you're going to thank me. And then you're going to write a review. And then you're going to come back and comment on this video. And you're going to be like, oh my God, he was right. He was right. And then you can send an email to thankyou@bluechew.com and be like, oh my gosh, Levi from the Wad Pod should be a partner. You should make him a partner. And then email partner@bluechew.com and then go to wadpod.com/blue again and make another order. And you know what? If I find out you just go to the regular website and you don't do wadpod.com/blue, I'm knocking on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Okay? This is what you're going to hear.
Shout out to Levi.
And then boom, I'm karate chopping you in the throat. If you don't go to wadpod.com/blue, let's go. $20 off your first order, $5 for shipping. It's easy. It's so easy. Do it today. You know what I mean? I figured it out. Riley Williams should have been on season 1 of Hillary Clinton's Gutsy show. She should have been on there. I mean, who else is on Hillary Clinton Gutsy guest list? Let's just see here. Yep, okay. So, I was right. So, listen. Riley Williams should be on Gutsy with Hillary Clinton because here's the thing. The people on the show are just celebrities. And listen, it's very gutsy of them to not involve people like Riley Williams because that would have been gutsy, right? I think they included one past and some, I don't know, regular person that might have been a Nazi. I'm not sure. But so, like, I mean, she had people on like, dude, and these people, listen, this was the gutsy move here, Hillary Clinton, okay? This was the gutsy move. Like Kim Kardashian, Meg Thee Stallion, Jane Goodall, Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer. I mean, bro, that's a gutsy move because there's nothing that America needs more than fucking Hillary and Chelsea Clinton fucking talking to Amy Schumer and Meg Thee Stallion about how terrible they had it growing up and how women in this country aren't appreciated anymore and how gutsy it is for them to do what they're doing. They shouldn't have real people like doctors or nurses or surgeons or firefighters or anyone like that. Let's get Gloria, let's get Wanda Sykes, let's get Amy Schumer, Meg Thee Stallion, and Kim Kardashian in here. And I think that'll cover the gambit of everything else. And then, I mean, of course, they interview Hillary herself, right? They interview Hillary and talk about, like, you know, how gutsy she is as a person. Here, listen to this. Ready?
Among you.
You have a marriage that has been on public display since the beginning. You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage. That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
Right. That's right. The gutsiest thing that Hillary Clinton has ever done is stayed in her marriage. And it's not right for everybody because not everybody's husband is the fucking president of the United States. Doing what he did. You know? Like, of course it's not right for everybody. 99% of the people it's not right for because their husbands aren't the fucking president. So, you know, it's Hillary Clinton. She's gutsy now. And the Clintons, listen, the Clintons need to go away. Like, it's over now for them, right? They're not doing anything. She's not running for president. Bill can't have sex anymore because he had a heart attack or something. And it's just them living in the Hamptons, walking down the beach, just being media people, because that's what you do when you're president now and you're out of the office. Trump was always a media person, but like Obama's with their Netflix deal, or the Clintons, go take George Bush's masterclass. You want to learn how to be a leader? Do you want to learn how to lead an entire country full of 300 million people and get them to love you even after you do a drone strike on a school in another country? Like, you want to learn how to lead? You need to take Bill Bush. You need to take George Bush's masterclass, dude. That's what you need to do, okay? Like, what's more gutsy than a female rapper, you know? What's more gutsy than Kim Kardashian passing the bar? She was just on a James Corden show, and she's like, yeah, I'm basically a lawyer now. I'm opening my own law firm. Oh, and the people we hire at the law firm are going to be convicted criminals that shouldn't have been convicted. Like the ones that we get out because of false accusations and shit like that. Those are the people we're going to hire and give them jobs, you know? Like, get them on the show. You know what? And like, yeah, you know, they need, you know what they need? They need a tough bitch of a female cop for season 2. They need a tough female cop for season 2 of Gutsy with Hillary Clinton. You know who they need for the show? What's the name? Give me the name. They need fucking Brianna Strauss. They need Hillary Clinton needs season 2. Tim Cook, if you're listening to this now, because this is on Apple Podcasts, renew Gutsy for season 2 and get Officer Brianna on the show, okay? What's gutsier than a female police officer telling you to just ludicrous down the highway, okay? And for the 3 kids who are listening, that means she's telling you to...
Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way.
You know what I mean? That's what she's telling you to do, okay? That's all she's telling you to do, okay? So, now folks, listen, Officer B has a point, okay? B for Brianna, not B, the other word that you were thinking. I wasn't thinking it, not me. Officer B, okay? Officer Brianna, not Officer Bitch. You were thinking it. Shut up. Listen, Officer B, she has some things to say. So here's what Officer Brianna has to say.
PSA to everyone out there. I'm speaking for myself, but I'm probably speaking for a large majority of other officers out there. If we're driving on the freeway in our police car, get the out of the way.
Why aren't you doing your job right now? What is she not?
If you merge
why is she
and
not
we follow
doing her
behind
job?
you and we merge too, you're probably in trouble. The best way to find that out is get the out of the way. I can go 90 miles an hour. You can't. You can't do that. So get the out of the way. If us officers stay behind you long enough, we can find a reason to pull you over. So you might as well get the out of the way.
Dude, what a fucking... Listen, Officer B's got a point, okay? And she's essentially saying 2 things. This is essentially what she's saying. The law doesn't apply to me. I can go 90 miles a fucking hour if I want. Hey, guess what? I can go 90 miles an hour too. I was doing it all weekend in my fucking Tesla, bitch. I went from 0 to 90. I outran 2 cops over the weekend because that's how faster my Tesla was than their piece of shit squad cars that you're driving, okay? The law doesn't apply to her. She's going 90 miles per hour. And if she's behind you and you don't get out of the way, she'll find a reason to pull you over and fucking give you a ticket. She'll make some shit up if she has to because she's pissed that you're not getting out of her fucking way. Okay? Now listen, the video went viral, okay, in July, and she thought it was done and we were just going to sweep it under the rug. But guess what? It's the internet, and it's the What Are We Doing podcast. So we're going to dig it back out so it stings a little bit more, okay? Federal Way, Washington. In July, a Washington police officer posted a TikTok video that made headlines and rubbed some viewers the wrong way. The Federal Way Police Department then suspended the officer without pay. While the officer has since removed the video from the platform, a Reddit user was able to obtain a copy. 1 point for Reddit. Yes. And isn't that the beauty of the internet? You think something's gone, like I said, and when we would just bring it back up. So justice was served, okay? Justice was served here. The video went viral. Her boss saw it, and now she's suspended, okay? And you know, like, my God, like, what do you know what they said was the, like, what, how long? Is she still on probation? Is she still suspended now? No? What, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So, I mean, listen, if I was her, I'd fucking riot, dude. If I was her, I'd riot. What this article failed to mention was the cruel and unusual punishment that her boss gave her after discovering this viral TikTok video. They suspended her for 10 hours. And, holy shit, it says right here, they only suspended her for 10 hours, but all 10 hours of that must be fulfilled at the PA Renaissance Fair with Riley Williams from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And she's also invited to Chili's afterwards because they have all new curly fry nachos and green tea shots. So, like, dude, talk about 10 fucking hours. I mean, dude, she took a fucking nap, dude. She took a nap. She finally finished watching Stranger Things season 4. I mean, what a way to live. She's back out on the streets, just pulling people over for no reason now. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Being a cop is the hardest fucking job you can possibly have on this planet. But I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. We all know at least one person. You can think of one person right now who you know is a cop who shouldn't be. It's a hot take, but I think you're being honest. I think maybe she probably shouldn't be. And if you don't know anybody, it's this chick, you know? It's Brianna. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more story to cover for you tonight. And this comes to you from our friends at Oklahoma. This is worldwide news. And man, I can't... unfortunately, I don't think anyone was hurt, but we're going to find out. This is the whole newscast. Here we go. From Sky News 9. This is what's happening on the streets.
That overturned and
here we
lost
go.
its load here. It
Wow.
also involved this box truck that's on a little bit further east there. Involved this box truck that they're being loaded right there now. This semi overturned right
Okay.
at I-40, right where the on-ramp is to go to the new Turnpike Spur here. It is also the Mustang on-ramp. When you get off Mustang to get onto I-40 eastbound, that's also the Mustang on-ramp. That is completely shut down due to, he's all the way across.
So basically traffic. Like traffic for the rest of the day.
And Mustang on-ramp here at I-40 will probably be closed for quite some time. Jim Garport live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9, back to you.
Jim, can you tell what he's carrying there? What's all over the road? All right, that's
a mess for sure.
That's the latest. I-40 eastbound.
It's a big mess, right?
Looks like some...
What is that?
We're zooming in. Not really.
Hey.
Maybe you
Some
can.
Wait a
tell.
minute.
I can't.
Hey, wait a fucking minute. What is that? Is that what I think? No way. No fucking way. Hold on. Is that a trailer full of vibrators, dildos, and fucking bottles of lube? Can we go back? Can we watch it again? Can we play that again? They zoom in. Hold on. Can we zoom in when they zoom in? Zoom in when they zoom in, please. Hold on. Oh my God. Jim Garden from Yukon is reporting live. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, Sky News 9. Sky News at 9 has just reported that there has been a tractor trailer overturned. You can see the footage here. The tractor trailer has been overturned on the Mustang Highway Turnpike exit. And my, oh my, it must have been on its way to the Adam and Eve warehouse because those are boxes of vibrators and bottles of lube all over the highway. Why doesn't this happen in Pennsylvania? Why is the only thing good in Pennsylvania Riley Williams and the Renaissance Fair? Can we make something happen for PA? I mean, look, I know we've got cheesesteaks. Oh, and boy, did I even leave that out of Meg's and I's Philly trip when we went to the Harry Potter Museum. Oh, the D'Alessandro's cheesesteak. There's nothing Meg's and I love more now than going to D'Alessandro's, just open up the back hatch of a Tesla Model Y, and fucking eating a foot-long extra whiz with onions, with peppers, fresh off the grill from D'Alessandro's, maybe some Doritos, little bag of chips from across the street, just eating them on a nice spring day, sitting in the back of the Tesla. I mean, boy, was it heaven. And then, of course, for dinner, we had to go to the Cheesecake Factory. We just finished all the cheesecake we brought home, and now we're sad again. So, man, I mean, what a dream, what a news day, what a time to be alive. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy. I hope you really enjoyed this episode 57, I believe it is. So check it out. Listen, head over to Patreon, patreon.com/whatarewedoing. You're going to find bonus episode 8, Better Call Paul, there. You'll find bonus episode 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 there as well. You'll find some behind the scenes for recap and record. You'll find some other things, dude. Patreon.com/whatarewedoing, where it's at. Shout out to our Patreons this week, Megan and Justin. They'll most likely be our Patreons next week because they're the only people who actually monetarily support me. I just give my money to everyone else. So listen, check it out. wadpod.com/links, WAWDLINKS is where you're going to find all of our links and everything you need to watch, subscribe, and follow this podcast, support the channel. Thank you to our sponsors this week, Blue Chew and ExpressVPN. Listen, go to wadpod.com/VPN. You're going to get 30 days free for your VPN services through ExpressVPN. You'll be safe, secure, and online, getting access to a bunch of different stuff, Netflix, all that stuff that you can get that you can't get here in the States. So wadpod.com/VPN. Thank you to our sponsors this week. I'm planning more guests. I got DMs, dude, out. I've got DMs out to other podcasts. I've got DMs out to a couple people. I've got DMs out to a couple groups. I'm trying to get Radio Shack on here. I'm trying to get Aaron from Love Island Season 3 on here. Listen, who knows what's going to happen, bro, okay? We've had a couple mental health guys on, so we've got our mental health in check. I hope you guys do too. So now it's going to be nothing but comedy, jokes, and entertainment for a couple weeks, dude. So buckle up. Episode 57, get at it, wadpod.com/YouTube if you want to subscribe today, okay? Peace. Check it out. Thanks, guys. This is the What Are We Doing podcast.